Hi, my name's Erica. You're really welcome to the class. I'm going to teach a 40-minute flow class, starting off with a little bit of breath work, a nice flow to open up the body, and then ending in relaxation. So if you have or need any props, we shouldn't need anything in particular, but if you have a block that you might like to use to sit on to start off, or a bolster or even a cushion will do. And if there's anything you'd like at the end for relaxation, maybe an extra blanket or a pillow as well, you can have those handy. Okay, so just to give you a little idea, I'm a yoga teacher from Malahide. I have a yoga studio called Yoga Sanctuary. We teach all different types of classes, but of course have moved online for the moment. And this morning I really wanted to work on the idea of stepping into our power and how do we do that. So I just want to give you a few little tips and tools that you can use at any time, of course, that will enable you to step into your power. Okay, so to get started, we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So you can sit cross-legged, but if that's not comfortable, then you can also sit back onto your heels by just taking the feet around and sit on your heels with the hands down, or outstretch your legs. So as I said, whatever is most comfortable, and if you have a cushion at this point or a block that you would like to sit on, then go ahead and make yourself nice and comfortable. And then we're going to take just a couple of little rolls of the shoulders, so taking them up towards the ears, back and down a couple of times. And taking a couple of fuller, deeper breaths, so just cleansing sighs. If you take a full breath in, and then exhale, let it go. And maybe one more. This time, maybe as you breathe in, draw the shoulders right up towards the ears, holding the breath, and then as you exhale, let it fall down. One more. So your hands can gently rest palms down on the knees if you want to feel a little more grounded, or else you can take the palms to face up, or they can rest in your lap. So it's not really important how the hands are, but just to make sure that you feel comfortable, that you're broad across the chest and the shoulders are releasing down. And then once you're there, once you have that shape, that pose that we're taking for seated meditation, then just allow your gaze to come towards the floor. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes completely. And then, but if not, as I said, just let the gaze come towards the floor or one point of focus. And then taking a moment just to be really, really aware of your surroundings. So wherever you've had this opportunity to roll out your mat, taking that moment to honor and acknowledge the space you have. Taking this moment to allow yourself this space to disconnect from whatever you've had to do before you roll out your mat, and whatever you will need to do again once you have finished your practice. Acknowledging the space that you have carved out for yourself to physically, mentally, and emotionally create some space for you. So firstly, I invite you just to really become aware of the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor, in contact with the mat, and pressing evenly down through your sitting bones, feeling that connection of the earth beneath you, lengthening up through the spine, softening through the shoulders, and taking this opportunity to really tune into your physical body. Noticing how you're feeling today. Noticing that connection of the earth beneath you. And as you start to yield your weight and let go of some of the effort, finding a sense of ease in the body. Allowing the earth rise up to meet you, to support you. Allowing your breath just to have whatever pattern, whatever rhythm feels organic to you right now. So whatever you're naturally drawn to do without thinking about it. Allowing the breath just to move nice and easy in and out through the nose. Again, taking a moment to notice the parts of your body that might be responding to the breath. So as you breathe in, notice where the inhale is expanding. Is it in your chest? Is it in your belly? Is it in your ribs? Doesn't matter. None is better than the other. Just simply allowing yourself to be aware. And then from this feeling of being completely at home in your body, allowing your curiosity just to swish around from the parts of your body externally in contact with the mat to what's going on inside your body. Can you feel your heart beating? Can you feel your stomach working, your food digesting? Can you feel your lungs expanding with the breath? And then this sense of being at home in your body, of knowing the detail of what is going on. Taking yourself outside of your body for a moment. Almost watching yourself from beside you, above you, wherever you want to be, doesn't matter. Sitting beside yourself like a best friend maybe. And observing how you're sitting. Noticing if you're sitting up tall, if your shoulders are broad. Noticing that physical aspect of your body. And then taking that moment to notice what you're saying to yourself. So what thoughts are cropping up? What stories are you telling yourself? And can you, from outside your body, witness what thoughts are popping in, what stories you're telling yourself, without judging, just acknowledging, noticing. Most of the time we're not aware that we have this other voice, this other conversation going on with ourselves. And in the process of taking that step back, or that step outside of ourselves almost, to witness what it is we say to ourselves on a regular basis. In the process of doing that, you're allowing yourself to start to step into your power. And in the process of stepping outside yourself and witnessing these thoughts, while using your breath as an anchor, So every time you notice that you're drawing in towards one of these thoughts or conversations, simply allowing yourself just to come back to that feeling of the breath, that feeling of the expansion with the inhale and the softening and release with the exhale. And by using that tool to help you come back to the moment each time, witnessing, observing, letting it go. In that process, you're creating space between your thoughts, between the stories, between the emotions. You're acknowledging, because we all have these thoughts and feelings and emotions. Accepting where you are today and creating that space again to allow yourself to simply step into your power. So just taking maybe one or two long, slow, deep breaths here, continuing that process. And then we'll gently take our palms together, thumbs towards the center of the chest. And you can keep your eyes closed here if you like, and just gently press the palms together. And taking this moment to simply offer yourself some love and some compassion today. Acknowledging the effort it takes to create some space, roll out your mat, and look after yourself. Take a big full deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And again, big deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And then we're going to interlace our fingers together here and just start to take some gentle circles for our wrists. So if you like, you can keep your eyes closed and just move really, really slowly, as if in slow motion. And then after the next one, change direction and do it really slowly. You might find it more difficult to go this direction. It's just allowing our brain to wake up. So take your time, no rush. Just feel into the movement. And then we're going to gently press our palms away from here. The fingers still interlaced, chin in towards the chest. And then on your inhale, we're going to press the palms all the way up towards the ceiling, look up. Try to take the arms back by the ears if you can, navel in towards the spine to support you. Exhale, round. And again, inhale, draw the arms up, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round. Inhaling again, pressing the arms up. Exhale, round. Gently rocking slightly back on the sitting bones here. One more. Inhale, tilting forward. And exhale, round. And then as we come all the way up, again, this time we're just going to separate the arms, take the fingertips down, change the crossing of the ankles. They might feel a little tingly. You can give them a little rock around if you need to. Give them a little massage. And then from here, taking our hands onto the shoulders, we're going to start to take the elbows in together and then all the way up and back and down. So big, slow circles here. We're really connecting to your breath, so we're starting to move into Ujjayi breath if you know it. If you don't, it's really just breath in and out through the nose, down the back of the throat. You can almost hear the breath in the exhale. Okay, we're going to change direction. So as you breathe in, you can almost hear the exhale. Big full circles. And then holding here, elbows wide, hands onto the shoulders. We're going to twist over towards the right. So try to keep our sitting bones grounded, keep lengthening up. You mightn't twist very far to start. And then inhale to center, exhale to the other side. Inhale to center and again. So try then to make it a little bit more fluid with your breath. And you might even feel that you want to take it a little faster, a little bit momentum. And we'll just do one more. And as you come to the right side again, this time we're going to release our arms, take it into a twist. So our right fingertips come behind and our left hand comes onto either the knee or the thigh, and then we lengthen up. So again, feel that energy of the sitting bones really connecting down through the earth. And as you lengthen up, find the twist from your rib cage and your chest and your heart space. Inhale, take it all the way back. Hands to the shoulders. Exhale, twist to the other side, releasing. Sitting up nice and tall, navel in towards the spine. Inhale, you reach all the way up. Exhale, we're going to take it forward. So let the fingertips just come to the floor here. We're going to keep them as wide as your knees and then just gently come forward. So little by little, just inching forward. Folding from the hips as much as you can here. And then we'll just allow the spine to soften, allow your head to soften down. Slowly on the inhale, coming all the way up, and we'll come over into a tabletop position. So we're going to take hands under the shoulders, knees under hips, and just position yourself that you have enough space. So it's not that important right now to stack shoulders over wrists, and what's more important is to just have a bit more space. So have the hands maybe as wide as your mat and knees a little wider. You'll feel that you just have a bit more space to move. And what we're going to do is just start to take some movements in all directions of the spine. So we might start off by taking the bum back to your hips, bum back to your heels even, taking a couple of circles. You might bring that up into a figure 8 position or keep with the circles. It doesn't matter. So what we're trying to do is just really encourage some movement from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. And we're going to change and do different movements. So of course, we all know that it's really important to have a healthy spine. And I suppose, you know, as we do so much sitting and standing and walking, it's really important to get that movement into our spine in all different directions too. So as you come back to almost a tabletop position, we're going to drop our belly down, draw the shoulders back and flex the tailbone. So just notice how this feels to start off. You can keep your neck neutral. And then as you exhale, draw the chin in towards the chest. Push the floor away and tuck the tailbone in. Navel comes in towards your spine as well. And then inhaling, we're going to drop our belly. Roll the shoulders back, and maybe you can start to lift your chin. So take your time. Move with the breath from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Notice if your movement starts to become that little bit fuller and deeper. And then again, coming into a tabletop position again. We're going to keep our arms strong to start off, and then just taking little circles with your pelvis. Okay, so just go one direction, really slowly and gently, and then change. So really nice release through the lower back. And then we'll start to just bring that up a little bit more towards the middle back. Go the opposite direction. And we'll take it up towards the shoulders. Maybe start to bend your elbows. Take it in the other direction. Really good. And then from here, we're just going to take our hands and make sure they're a little bit wider than shoulders. Fingers gently turning out slightly so you can press down and they're spreading wide. Curl the toes and then start to lift your hips up and back. So we're going to keep our knees bent to start off and then heels high. And just make sure you have enough space for the upper body here. Let your head be heavy. Gently shake it out. Nodding yes and no. And then start to take some movement in the legs. We're going to bend one knee, straighten the other. And from our downward facing dog, so if you're feeling this in the lower back in particular, you're going to take your feet a little wider than hips, lift your heels and bend your knees. So we're going to create a bit more space for the lower back. Breathing nice and deeply. We're going to take a big breath into our belly here. And then exhale, lion's breath. Stick the tongue out. And again, really nice release. Just feel your jaw release, your diaphragm. And then we're going to slowly just tiptoe our way towards the top of the mat. Coming into just a really gentle ragdoll position. So knees are bent, you're going to hold opposite elbows. Gently sway. Gently, gently releasing. Let your head be heavy. And then releasing your hands slowly round up, press into your feet. Come all the way up nice and slowly towards the top of the mat, standing in Tadasana. Nice, deep breath here. Connecting through the feet, pressing down to the big toes. And then take an inhale, reach all the way up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat. We're going to step all the way back into a plank position. Holding here. So just make sure that you have shoulders stacked here, heels pressing back, hips aligned. Push the floor away. Full deep breath in, take a lion's breath if you like. Drop the knees. Chest and chin come all the way down. So your chest, your heart space comes down, hips are high. And then pointing the toes back, we're going to slide onto the belly, roll the shoulders back. Tops of the feet pressing down onto the mat. Take an inhale, breathe into your lower back. Exhale, soften, press into your hands, come onto your knees, into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Breathe into the lower back, send your hips back. Inhale, come forward, downward facing dog. Inhale, extending the right leg back for three-legged dog. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to come onto your left, tippy toes, bend the right knee, draw it right in towards your nose, so round through the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee into your nose. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. And then with control, if you can, we're going to try step the right foot forward. So you can use your right hand if you like. And then left knee comes to the mat. So you can roll over your mat here if you like. Otherwise, just make sure you have a little bit back from the hip so that you get a nice stretch into this hip flexor. And then we're going to take both hands just either side of the front foot. Exhale, send your hips back. So breathe into it, feel the stretch of the back of your right leg here. And then inhale, come forward. Again, a little stretch into the left hip flexor here and start to open up into the front body. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. So just encouraging that stretch into the back of the right leg, into your left hip flexor. Moving with your breath. One more. And then next time you come forward with the knee stacked over your ankle, you're going to take our left palm down underneath the shoulder and twist. So you can take your right hand to your right thigh if you like for a moment and help to come into the twist from here, and then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Now from here, we're going to extend our right arm all the way back as if we're trying to reach something at the back of our mat. Take a big circle, so all the way around. All the way around. One more. And then next time you come all the way back to the top of the mat, we're going to curl the back toes under, step back into our plank, come into your breath, exhale, lower to the mat so you can take knees, chest and chin or chaturanga. Inhale for up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. It's a good idea to release through the mouth the odd time. If it's not a lion's breath, just exhale through the mouth, release your jaw. Inhale, left leg extends high. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come onto the right tippy toes, left knee in towards your nose, push the floor away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. And then trying to step that left foot forward, but of course move it forward if you need to. Take your time, make sure it's in position. We have the knee over the ankle, and then that right knee comes back a bit from the hip. And of course, if you're on a wood floor like me, maybe roll over the mat if you need to. It's quite a thick mat, but you might need to roll it over. And then hands either side, send the hips back. Inhale forward, soften the hips, chest comes through. Exhale back. Using your breath here, really allowing yourself just to enjoy the movement, noticing any little bits of tightness, sending the breath deeper into these spaces. Really nice. And then next time as you come forward again, we're going to take the right hand under the shoulder, maybe take your left hand to your thigh and then twist. So we're keeping the hips low and soft and then opening up through the chest, maybe reaching the arm up here if it's okay for your shoulder. Breathing into it, leaning back. And then we're going to extend that left arm all the way back. Again, if we're trying to reach something behind us, big circles. Really opening up into the shoulder. One more. And then next time you come to the top, both hands come down. Step it back into your plank. Lovely. Holding for a moment again. Find that power and energy through your plank. Exhaling. We're going to come into a supported side plank on the right. So right knee is under your hips and left leg extends long, left hand to your hip. Checking that our right hand is directly under the shoulder. So this is where we need our support. Now if you want to, of course, you can take both legs back, stacking the left foot over the right if you like, but otherwise keep that knee under the hip and lift up through the side body, reach up with the top arm, leaning back. One more deep breath here, maybe reach the top arm across. Exhale, take it into your plank position. You can drop your knees and take left knee under your hip if you like, otherwise coming straight over. Stacking the feet, reach up, keep the spine long, hips are lifting. Stretching the top arm across. One more full deep breath here. And then exhale, taking it into a plank, coming all the way to the floor, nice and slowly. Extending the legs back, so maybe lifting one leg, then the other, taking the fingertips off the mat here. Let the forehead come down, take a full deep breath in. Exhale, release. And then pressing the feet down even firmer, feel the kneecaps lift. On your inhale, start to lift up nice and gently, just using the fingertips here. Deep breath, maybe lift your chin. Exhale, release. Inhale, start to lift again, maybe looking over your right shoulder. Exhale, release. And again, slowly lift, look over the left shoulder. Deep breath. Exhale, soften. Taking the hands one on top of the other, forehead down on top. Allowing the whole front of the body to soften, your shoulders, release. And then coming up halfway, we're going to take our elbows in under the shoulders, so for Sphinx pose, holding onto the elbows for a moment. And then we're going to take our arms, the hands out in front. So check that you're propped up nicely. Sometimes they're too wide and our chest comes down. So just taking them in right under the shoulders for that support. And then from here, we're just going to drop the chin in towards the chest. Breathing down the back of the neck. Inhale, start to gradually and slowly just lift your chin, opening out the front of your throat. Lift the chin up very gently. Exhale, draw it back down nice and slowly. And then one more, lifting the chin. Coming just down to neutral, so the chin is parallel to the floor. And then we're going to just drop our right ear to the right shoulder here. Back to center and take left ear to left shoulder. Slowly release for a moment, elbows wide, forehead down. And then taking hands into your shoulders. You can press up to plank or you can come back to child's pose and then down into downward facing dog. So if you're going to press up to plank, you really need to tuck your toes, get the kneecaps to lift, hug the elbows in, and then with the legs active, you're pushing up through your plank and then back to downward facing dog. Now otherwise just come through child's pose and lift up into downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step our feet towards the top of the mat. Exhale to fold. And then keeping the feet hip width apart here, we're going to hold on to our elbows, bend your knees, sit right back into it as if you're coming into chair pose. And then start to lift your elbows up so they're in line with the shoulders. Lift the chest, lift everything up. Keep your hips low though, keep the legs strong. Exhale, soften and fold. Hold the elbows the opposite direction. Feet press into the mat, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lift the elbows. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, fold. Release your arms, take a moment, sway gently. Curling up, chin in towards the chest. Come all the way up to standing, Tadasana, top of the mat. Take a moment. And then from here, we're going to press our right foot down into the mat, connecting the big toe and the inner arch and the heel, and then hands to your hip for a moment. We're going to start to lift our left foot nice and slowly into tree pose, maybe opening out the hip, taking a hold of the left foot and taking it inside your thigh. If you have your balance, you can take your palms together, maybe reach the arms up overhead. One more deep breath. Exhale, slowly take it back to center, knee forward and down, and just move into the other side. So gently lift the leg, take the knee out to the side, and then right foot inside your left thigh, palms together, and then maybe start to lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly take the hands back to heart center and release. Knees together, give them a little shake, and we're going to step our left foot all the way back, turning both feet in a little, so big toes turn in slightly. You have about one of your leg lengths between your heels, hands to the hip. Starting off, we're going to draw the shoulders back and we'll press the thumbs into the lower back for a moment. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then from here, you're going to slowly start to come forward with a flat back. So we're going to stop halfway, pause here. Bend the knees a little bit so you can take weight a bit more forward into the balls of your feet. And then we'll take our hands down. So they may stay just off the edge of the mat. Breathe here. Keeping the spine long, keep the neck in line with the spine. And then maybe you start to tilt forward from the pelvis a bit more, taking the hands back in line with the feet. So we're going to keep the hands under the shoulders and tilt forward. Just coming as far forward as feels comfortable, but you're trying to keep a little bit so that stretches down the back of your legs and through the upper body. One more breath. And then we'll slowly release, coming out of it, same way we went in. Little bend in the knees, hands to your hips and come all the way up. And then we're going to turn our heels in, toe heel in a little bit, till we have our feet just wider than hips. We're going to come down into Malasana, so dropping your sitting bones right down. So we want to get the feet completely flat on the floor. So if yours aren't there, just take the feet a little wider, or maybe even sit on the cushion if that's going to help you release a bit more. So we want to get that sense of grounding and release through the feet. So if we take our hands together and elbows gently open out the knees into the hips, you can start to close the eyes, come into your breath. Maybe even just gentle rocks forward and backwards. One more deep breath. And then slowly releasing. So just take your hands behind, extend the legs out in front. And we're going to come down onto our backs. So for some people it might be easier to bend the knees, even to come onto your side and come down onto the back that way, or extend the legs out long and roll down. So whatever way you're coming down, we're going to make our way to the floor, bend the knees, take the feet wide, And take little circles with your pelvis here for a moment. So we're going to just release out the lumbar spine, taking knees side to side. Lift your hips, lengthen the tailbone. Gentle rocks here. And then just allowing the knees to fall to the right hand side. Take your left shoulder to the mat. Arm out from the shoulder and turn the head gently. Breathing into your belly. And then lift the knees back up to center, take them to the left side. Extend the right arm out from your shoulder, soften the shoulder and turn your gaze. And then slowly draw the knees back up. We're going to hug them in one at a time. In towards the chest, gently rocking. Squeezing the knees in towards the chest. Feel the thighs press against your stomach. And then just extending the legs long, taking your Shavasana. So whatever feels best for you. Some people might like the knees bent with knees in together, feet wide, hands on their belly, or maybe you want the legs extended long, but you're going to take them as wide as a mat. Let the feet just fall out so the thighs release. Same with the arms, back of the shoulders, back of the hands to the mat. And then maybe just take a little rock of the head for a moment, side to side. And then feeling the weight of your head on the floor. Take a big deep inhale, exhale, side out. And again, deep breath in. Exhale. Allowing the whole back of your body to completely surrender and release into the mat. Feeling the support of the earth rise up to meet you. Feeling the weight of your head, your shoulders, into your hips and your heels. Allowing the front of your body to feel open, responding to the breath. Each inhale inviting a sense of openness and space. And each exhale, a sense of release and letting go. Allowing yourself to just follow your breath. So like we did at the start of our practice, just using the breath as your anchor. Allowing yourself to create some space physically, mentally, and